Hello and welcome back to the Altature campaign. I'm your host and GM Ninvin, and with me are Kathea and Soinnarios.
Hey, this is Kathea.
This is Soinnarios.
Nice. I think this is episode 39, session 35. We finally got our last chat episode in, so I no longer have any, it'll be this or that confusion. So that one was released just last week. As a side note, I used to joke that the chat episodes were like killing the channel, and now they have all, in the last month or so, become like the 3 chat episodes are 3 of our top 10 podcast episodes. So they've just been steadily climbing the ranks. I don't know. I guess people need advice or want to confirm their opinions about our relative intelligence. So take your pick.
What not to do.
Right. Don't be like this. Learn from their mistakes. Yeah. So, last time we sort of concluded Earth season in a bit of a whirlwind, and we're now kind of looking at Dark season. Dark season is when you need to leave to go do the Elf Quest adventure that you do every season once a year that you're sort of tied into.
We have 2 years left, too, don't we?
You have this one, then Storm season, and then Sacred Times. There's 6 of them.
Because we have, I always kind of forget that Sacred Time is technically a 6th season. And I was like,
Yes.
We're done next year. It's like, oh no, 2 years.
Yeah, it's a weird little 2-week calendar calibration period. Is the reason that calibration in Exalted exists is because of Sacred Time and Glorantha. So I'm not joking. There's 5 elementally themed seasons in creation with a 2-week period outside the regular seasons.
That's how influential this is.
My understanding is that when they were writing Exalted, they were playing a RuneQuest house campaign.
It makes sense to me.
So that's what I've heard that, but I can't confirm it. I've seen it several places. Anywho, none of that's relevant to this. So as Dark Season begins, there is some prep that you guys need to do. Oh yeah, we talked about this last session, looking into, can you bind an elemental into an MP crystal? The answer is yes, you can. It can hold any spirit, even though all the examples are of regular spirits that you would use to draw their magic points from, or spells and spirit magic spells. You can also put an elemental in there. Anybody who's playing this game, like RuneQuest generally, the errata is in the GM Screen Masters pack on the Well of Daliath. It's in that FAQ. So it straight up answers that question. Thank you to the unofficial Glorantha forum Discord for helping me find that, because it's not where I would have looked for it. So yes, you can do that. If you have an MP crystal, you can put a spirit in it. You can put any spirit, including an elemental, in it. The size of the crystal does not care about the size of the spirit, or vice versa.
So there's no reason to waste my 12 magic point crystals holding this an elemental when I have a 3.1 already.
Correct. I would use the small elemental crystal to bind the spirit into.
There is a tradition of doing this in the game, so I am going to summon up a fire elemental, and medium is what I can get, and bind it into my crystal before we go.
Right. And since you have access to weekly services and you have access, you would have done this probably some time ago because your character would have known it was possible. This was strictly a rules question. Like, I didn't know if it was allowed or not. I wouldn't worry about the rune points involved in that. Just assume that you've done this.
Thank you.
You do need to roll up your elemental, because this, whatever you roll, will forever be your elemental.
Okay.
Now, I can help you with this.
I've got it open in front of me.
Okay. Never mind. You don't need my help. I didn't want to help.
Wow. Okay, so I rolled a 9 for hit points, which gives it 21 hit points.
Okay. I'm just going to open up my PDF so I can make sure you're not cheating. And not that you would.
I wouldn't cheat. I might do it wrong.
Right.
Strength is, wow. It's 22.
Okay, pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
It's a pretty good roll.
I rolled a 10.
Yeah.
And power, I need another d6. 17.
Okay. So roughly average.
Just the high end of it.
Right. Okay, so
movement is 6.
Movement is 6.
I put it on my character sheet too.
Cool. So, of note, elementals. You can call it out. It can move around. It will automatically ignite any flammable object it touches. It can heat metal. It will eventually melt through it. It can bake stone, set fires. It can burn people. It can float through the air at the same rate it moves on the ground, so it can rise or fall or float around. It's not very fast for a flying creature, but it can fly.
I mean, it's slower than we are.
Yes. In combat, it will engulf a victim. It can engulf half of a human per cubic meter of volume. For the record, the cubic meter volume is 10 cubic meters, or no, sorry, 3 cubic meters for a medium. My apologies.
So technically, you can basically get one human.
Yeah. A note, different elementals are different sizes now. They're mostly that 310, but like darkness elementals are smaller when they're small and bigger when they're medium than that. And water elementals are absolutely massive.
Okay.
So just...
So if I summon this,
Mhm.
does it pop up right next to me?
It needs to, of note, you need to give them something, right? Like most elementals, like you bind it into the thing, you can call it out, it will pop up, basically right next to you.
So I can't cast it and have it pop up some distance away to attack somebody. I would have to summon it up next to me, and then it's going to move out.
That's what I would think, because you're calling it forth like directly from the item, so it'll just come
That's
out of the item next to you.
Perfectly fair. Do I need to have a fire there?
It's a good question. I think so. The answer to that is no, because you've already summoned it, right?
Okay.
Like when you summoned it, you needed some sort of fire.
I went to my shrine to do all this. Not that
Right.
it really matters.
So
That's
yeah,
why
you
I
would have gone
wouldn't say
there. When you summoned it, you would have needed a source of fire, but it's been summoned and then bound into the MP crystal, so it would not need a further source of fire, because you're not summoning it now. You're commanding it to come out of the crystal.
Right.
So you're like, get out of that crystal and then go mess up my enemies. And then before your spell wears off, you're like, get back in the crystal. You know, and that's how you kind of manage that. Of note, elementals cannot heal in the like when they're bound. So like when they're in an item, they won't recover. So it'll slowly ground down until it needs to be resummoned.
I'll summon the same one back then and stuff it in the crystal. It'll just take me time and effort to summon it.
Yes. So it's a not disposable resource, but it is a traded resource. It will wear out over time.
And I can't heal it with like healing or anything because it's
No.
elemental.
Yeah, it's not really alive. It's just made of fire.
Yeah, I mean, I thought so, but I double check.
Right. The best thing to do usually is to cast some sort of protect or something on them, and then
So I have
hope
to
for the best.
cast Command Cold Spirit in order to
Yes.
pull it out of, and that's a 2-point spell.
Yes.
Then I can drop my protection 4 on it, which is most I can do because I don't have shield, unless my friend wants to cast shield on crickets.
No shield.
I will consider it.
Cast shield on the living, not the infinitely resummable elementals. So
It's my friend.
You have a lot of friends.
I have 2 friends.
Mm-hmm.
You don't count your family.
I know.
more than a friend.
More and less.
Oof. I'm trying here. All right, so that happened. So we can cover that, but yeah, that all would have happened like before we got going, really. So MP Crystal's done. Other stuff we need to take care of. You can recruit a Dirtass to go with you if you want to.
Yes.
Or Dirtass.
He's gonna die.
I don't want to go. I don't want to die. So yeah, he'll agree to go. He's clearly somewhat reluctant, not because of what happened to Corum, but because you guys, he's older than you. You both have known him all your life and most of his. Dirtass's whole thing is he's like, I'm reliable. I can't really ever leave my clan that I was born into. I'm never going to get married. So I just, I do my job, and I'm like a nice, respectable Thane who does nice, respectable things. I'm a good, respectable Yomelian. And all I really want to do is become a god talker to maintain the Yomelian shrine for this clan and just have a nice, respectable life. Like, he has never once asked to go adventuring. He has never shown any interest in it. But if you ask him to go, he will go with you.
Should I try to recruit somebody else? I almost feel like maybe I should go recruit one of my Yelorna friends that would
he'll
rather
go.
Okay.
He will go for you. It's just he is very into that whole I defend the home. I just kind of hang out here. I'm not really an adventurer, but if you want him to go, he's probably your best choice.
I was to say it would be somebody from the temple otherwise, I think, because I believe all of our cohort we have now left behind for their ability to really contribute.
Some of the randoms that you haven't been taking on adventures, are not going to be keeping up. That's probably true. You've also been bringing most of your more combat capable ones with you.
We have one. We have one. Elendor. That's it.
You had a second. You had Corum, and then you got him killed. So I mean, I gave you another one.
Cora. Yeah, I think I have a sister that's technically of age now, but she's not on the list. So we're not inviting her.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with her yet. I wasn't sure what to do with her, and
I think
no
we're
one
too
seemed
far.
interested in her. Yeah, so
Well, I think we're too. I think I might be interested in mentoring her and all, but I think we're too far along to bring her on her first adventure.
I agree. These, yeah, the Elven adventures are getting steadily more dangerous, and yeah, they're getting harder to recruit for sure. Okay. Yeah. So Dirtass can get recruited. He is willing to go, to help his sister with this thing.
Making a connection with that, Adriami might be good for him too for his cult.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt anything. For sure.
I'll sell him on it.
Let's see. Thea, you need to go to Altature probably ahead of the others because you were looking at some barding, I think.
Yes.
And that would be the easiest place to get it. It would also be a good time to expend some of that sweet lunar credit.
Yes. Let's go buy barding for my beautiful critter.
4 out of 4 hoof stamps.
So, yes, we will go there together. Plus, I get to ride in and look important because I arrive on a unicorn. I look important.
True. Yeah. No, I mean, it is impressive. You do get, you make the trip pretty easily. Again, you get the sort of people notice you in the streets, right? Like little kids point and that sort of thing. It's definitely wow, that's like a whole unicorn right there.
So, out of all this, I believe Seven Mothers is the only one that's going to be able to secure me barding directly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, the lunar, yeah.
I don't really see it coming out of Lankermai or Shalana Roy.
No. The lunar credit that you have is the easiest to leverage into the Seven Mothers Temple is the temple. There's a civilian one that kind of anybody can go to, and then there's a shrine attached to them, like the barracks. And so you have more access to that. They're pretty interwoven with the occupation forces or the new government occupation forces. Sounds so accurate. It's just this inexplicable
You're making
resistance.
us sound more and more like collaborators.
Collaborators, yeah. Okay, so if do you have the weapons and equipment guide by any chance?
Yes, it is open right now.
If you go to page 87.
Okay.
Okay, you are going to count. Okay, so essentially, a unicorn is going to act like a horse in terms of what it can wear. Okay, it's roughly the same size, roughly the same strength, same proportions. Do be aware, most horses have a 1-point armor to their skin, right? Unicorns do not. Unicorns are fragile like humans. They have no innate armor. So I don't know why. It's just how it is in the bestiary. So that's what we're going with. So basically, what happens is you can either armor the body, right? If you look through it, which covers your hit locations of the body, right? Body and legs would cover is something that would hang down and also help protect the legs from being hit. And then head armor is like a plate or something that would be put over the head. So be aware this stuff's very heavy. The encumbrance is per 10 size. The cost is also per 10 size because amounts vary in size so much.
My size is 28, so basically multiplying by 3.
So
if I did plate, that would be an encumbrance of actually the legs and body arm. I get it. That only covers because that covers hit locations 1 through 16. That's weird.
It covers everything but the head.
Head covering has the exact same encumbrance as it to cover the entire rest of the body. Well, that's bison and rhino. You can't put plate on a horse.
No, it's heavy. You can put plate body on a horse. You can't hang it. That's what's happening there. Yeah, their legs are pretty skinny. They have to hang directly from the torso. It gets pretty heavy pretty quickly.
Since I have a mount that happens to be fairly intelligent, more intelligent than me, I think either of us probably, I will take his Estar's opinion on the matter too.
That's fair. So speaking for the unicorns, as I do, the Lorax of the unicorns.
Yes.
He, as a strictly pragmatic matter, the ring that covers legs and body is the best mix of it's as heavy as he can wear. It provides pretty good coverage. It's not that heavy. It's also not crazy expensive. It's expensive.
Right.
And then a bronze plate for the head which is something that would cover like the long horse-ish head he has with some attachments and probably some scale that covers straps to attach it, and would have a cutout for the horn.
And do we wear? Sorry,
That would probably be what his interest
So-
is. It's gonna be heavy.
the ring.
Yeah, and ring
Like
is like 4.
Do the
AP.
ring everywhere.
Yeah, we can do that.
I was gonna say it is heavy though. It would be.
It's heavy, but it's not as heavy as it. I mean, it's lighter than a lot of
Yeah.
other things. It's as heavy as he can wear, but that's not.
And then
bad.
we can wear like a leather underneath it, so it ends up being 5 AP stacked like others, or is it?
It doesn't say so. Like it's not tagged as doing so. I don't think you can stack it.
Okay, that's fine.
Like because everything else, everywhere else is like you can. It has a asterisk that lets you know you can do that. Nothing on the beast armor does. So
Alright.
I would assume you can't.
Okay, so we'll just do a ring for legs and body, and the plate helm, and that ends up being 150, 120, 270, and then it might cost a little extra to custom shape the helmet.
It's not too bad.
Okay,
Unicorns have a horse-like head, right? They just have a horn coming through it. So you really just need
a hole.
like a relative. Well, yeah, and it has to be. I mean, it's going to be a little bigger than just the horn. That way you can actually like put it on properly, but it's not hard to do that. So I will just subtract the appropriate amount.
Now here's a question: is this something he's gonna wear all the time, like the whole way over?
No, you get that impression from him pretty quickly, like through a series of like
Yes.
interactions. Again, this is something where it's like you can't talk to him. He doesn't speak in your mind or verbally, but he's very intelligent. And you have a very close connection with him, so you're able to figure it out. He's not a war, like
Yeah.
he's not a war unicorn, right? Like you found someone who's as strong in life as you are in death to be like a counterpart, sort of. And so like he will wear armor when things are going to be dangerous for him, but he will not wear it just to travel or for a parade or a presentation. Like that's not.
So, in addition to him, I need to go buy a pack animal to carry his stuff.
No, he can carry it.
Okay.
Like if you roll it, he can carry it like a
All right.
large blanket on the back, basically.
Alright.
But
Look at my
it's
default.
pretty flexible. So
Okay. So, are you gonna subtract that on the wiki?
I already
page?
did.
Okay. And so I will note he has AP 6 to the head. There's a 4.
Stronger, tougher unicorn. I'm going to assume that this is going to take a little bit, and with the travel times being what they are, and with the weather being what it is, you're probably once you leave Froliture, you're probably going to stay there until the rest of the party catches up to you.
That's fine.
So, the news in Altucher, while you're there, I will give you this. We didn't talk about it because it wasn't such a big deal, and because the army that was anchoring the effort was based in Sartor, which is south of you. Over the last year, while you guys were busy with all your having kids and going on Hero Quest and all that nonsense, the lunar army in Sartor attempted to invade Prax, your neighbors to the east. That did not go well for them. They basically trotted around from oasis to oasis and then came back without really winning any battles. So you hear about that. It's just
I have a premonition in a few years they will be successful.
You could easily feel that in character that like, yeah, it's a place they've never been before. Like their first effort probably was more of a scouting expedition. That's not unreasonable. Like now they know where the oases are. They know where the paps are, like they've met some of these people. So that has happened. Other stuff that's happened, less stuff of interest. It's been quiet. The Lunars are focusing elsewhere. So back at the Tula scenarios, you have some little squalling babies. You have preparations to make as well. We talked about this last time, but you're actually going through doing that now. So is there anything you want to do or get ready before you leave as far as stuff you need to take with you?
Just food stores and I guess warmer clothing than what we've done before.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to get cold. So that's a good thing to think about. Okay. Nope, that's good. You're seeing the pragmatic practicalities of it. That's a sensible place for you to be. You will, we had talked about it before, but like between your nautical connections, your specific like group of women that worship Pelora with you and your family, you will be able to find people who can look after your kids and make sure that they're being fed.
I'll pray to Ernalda in the bowels of the temple. to be able to come back, hopefully,
Mhm.
for the kids.
There you go. Yeah, don't get yourself killed. That would be sad.
I know.
Also, the campaign would get harder to run with half the players missing. So okay, so that's cool. So you do that. Baranth will see you off. He'll escort you out to the edge of the clan lands and watch you go, and then ride back. So it's cool. It's early in dark season, so the days are short and the weather is getting rapidly colder. But you haven't really seen much snow. Some frost on the ground in the mornings, but no snow yet. By the time you and your group you leave somewhere shortly outside, like shortly after you leave in voting lands, you will meet a Humakti on the road, a man who introduces himself as Helmel. He knows Kathea and he wants to go with you guys. So he'll make up your fifth. Soinnarios, you would have been expecting this. You recognize him as the Thane from Three Halls Stead that you fought.
Yep. Hey,
I would have probably this too.
Yes. So he is since that time he has gone from being an Orlanthe Thane to dedicating himself to Humakt. He has tattoos of death and truth on him. He is pretty intense. Like his only real runic connections that are high are death and truth. So he's also walking. He does not have a horse. He's carrying a pack.
If he wants a horse, by the way, we still have my horse since I've got the unicorn now. I could have made sure to provide him a horse.
Right. He does not. He has sworn some Gyasa that substantially impair his ability to ride horses. Or anything really. He can't ride. It's basically the National Guard of not riding a horse. He can't ride a horse 2 weeks a season and 1 day a week. He's like on reserve.
So he's Hillmill the walking.
Yes, he's death on his own feet. So
I do like how it's emphasized that he's definitely going to be the most deadly of any of us in melee, but he's paid a heavy price for this.
yes, his life is pretty shorn away of everything good and enjoyable. In return, he is an absolute blender in melee combat. Like, yes.
That's good. That's what we brought him for.
Yeah, he's quite good at killing. Not good at range combat at all. Can't really ride. Lacks most other skills. But if you can get him into sword reach of an opponent, he will probably win that fight. Okay, so he'll meet up with you, and that's the impression you get of him. Soinnarios is that he is not a happy man. He is not a man who is like found his place in life and is super serene about it. He's just a man who's cut away every piece of himself that isn't a sword.
Very focused.
He's extremely focused. Like, yeah, he is not a happy man. Good. Actually, for you, make an insight roll. Now that you get to spend a few days with him, where he's really the only weirdo in the group, like new person, so you can kind of poke at him.
is it insight?
Yep, insight human.
Success.
He's a human. Success. Good job. Okay. So the two things that become clear to you during your travel with him is that one, he has no particular loyalty to his clan. Like that comes out in conversation. He talks about going because it'll be good for the tribe. It's good for the Tavtaros. Like this is a mission that is important to all 5 of the clans. He says things like that. He never references like my chief will care or my clan will benefit.
Irony of all this is I gave up the hate of his chief to get my unicorn. He gave up the late love of his chief to pursue vengeance against me.
A vengeance that he no longer desires because the other thing he has lost, as far as you can tell, as somebody strong in the life rune, is that he's not capable of loving anything anymore.
He's been consumed by death.
Yes.
You think I'm tied to death, not remote compared to him.
Yes. You don't.
Whose fault is this?
He did it to himself.
Yeah,
Okay.
he did to himself. I mean, it might be my fault on some level because I killed his kid and took this instead.
Yes, his life got all screwed up. He swore himself to Humakt, and he lost a lot of things. Getting the gifts and Gyasa back. Like he doesn't have any love passions, and he can't make new ones. So he doesn't love his wife that he divorced. He doesn't love his family. He does not love the memory of his dead son, which is why he wasn't that impressed with like actually finishing out the duel. He's not mad at you because he doesn't actually care anymore.
It's pretty sad, actually.
For the tribe.
For the tribe, for the Tofteros, right?
I'm not doing anything here for the tribe. I'm doing it for my own glory. But that's
right.
I like the tribe, but I'm more loyal to the clan. I'm more loyal to the temple.
No, I get it. So yeah, that's your impression. He is an extremely grim and dour man who is not, like I said, He's not happily in his place in the world. He has just cut off every part of him that isn't a sword. And that's what remains, is just a man of grim purpose.
Cool. He's the perfect person for this.
Right? I prefer to think of him as a walking tragedy created primarily by your guys' early adventures. So
Hey, he could let it all go, but he chose not to.
that's true. That's true.
He did let it go.
He let lots of things go. Just yeah. Anyway, so yeah, but he doesn't seem like hostile to you. He doesn't seem upset or and like he knows, he remembers you. He knows who you are.
See, he got better. It's over.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but otherwise, yeah, he's not. The other thing you get, and this one's like basically free, and you'll notice it increasingly the longer this adventure goes on, is that he hates camping. He hates being outdoors, like just like roughing it. And the longer you're out there, the grumpier he gets. So, like by the time you make it to Alditure, he's already like, I can't wait to stay in an inn, and it's been like 2 or 3 days for him. So
That's an interesting one.
It'll be a long week.
it is.
Yeah, he is kind of a killjoy. I mean,
He
who
truly
wants to?
is.
Who wants where they can be. It's tough to follow the god of death and maintain a sense of balance within yourself.
It's true. It's not easy. So, all right, so after a couple of days of travel, you will get to Alditure. The party will reunite. You are all now back together. Hooray!
Oh, hey, you met my friend.
Yep, he's your friend.
Yeah.
Now he's yours. You can't keep him.
Well, it's
Except-
awesome.
I feel some responsibility for it. Not a lot, but some.
Just a touch. Yeah. So, yeah, he's good to
I
be
let it
back in
go.
town. Elendor and Durdast are with you as well. So that's the whole 5-person group. You will attach yourself to, how would this play out? So you guys would stay probably overnight once you show up. So you have like your clan hall or tribal hall at Alditure. When you leave, when you like you get your group together, you're at this point you're kind of hard to miss, right? You have a person who the crowd like Hilmo is a person who the crowd moves for just instinctively. People draw away from him because of his close ties to death. Kathea, you are mounted like on a unicorn, right? This is not completely unheard of, but it's rare. There are not a lot of unicorn riders in Dragon Pass. You are one of them. So you guys draw the eye. Soinnarios, you are obviously, you're a noble woman of your clan. You wear a lot of nice things, so you're well decked out. This is just, Elendor is wearing the wyvern armor, so are you probably, Kathea. Like everybody is pretty cool looking, right? And so you draw the eye. And it's hard to be subtle. And so as you are leaving, right, Harver and his group of mercenaries will meet you at the city gates to leave with you.
Well, hello, Harver, unless you want to greet him. So,
Yeah, I'll greet him.
Since you were all friendly, you were more friendly with him than I've ever been.
Extremely, extremely more friendly.
Well, how much more friendly do we need? I don't want to. Yeah.
All right, so Soinnarios.
Talk to Harbor and see how he's doing.
He gives you a polite, like one of those like pleasant but empty smiles and expressions. You've seen these before. And says, fairly well. I'm thinking of getting engaged, actually, and I heard that you are happily married now. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Find out who he's getting engaged.
He's sad.
Is that your impression?
Yeah, he
Okay.
should be.
Fair enough.
Well, the empty smiles, we thought we were going to, and then we didn't.
Right. You were free to interpret it that way.
Yeah, I'll let him know I had triplets. So,
A bunch of kids.
yeah.
Yeah, so he, like, you see his eyebrows, like, it's like more of like, oh, a pleasant surprise expression, right? His eyebrows raise a little, his smile widens a bit. He says, congratulations on that as well. I hadn't heard that, though I did hear that you recently adopted.
You heard correctly. This is awkward.
I'm enjoying this, by the way, both in character and.
Nice. That's the best way to enjoy things.
She's like, I'm so glad I'm not. This type of stuff is something I did not.
Right. Cool. So he says that. He lets that silence hang there awkwardly for a few moments. And then he says, so, off to see the elves, I suppose. And he makes like a gesture. He's got like his, band with him. So he sweeps his cloak and gestures with his arm for your party to proceed first. It's very, gallant.
Something.
Feel free to roll insight, both of you. I like to give you guys checks on this. Like,
I would like to roll an insight.
yes, and feel free to request these things in anytime you want your character to have more information, feel free to
I wasn't
request rolls.
entirely certain how
So-
close of attention I was paying, so I felt like maybe
That's
it was
fair.
cheating. But no, I'm actually invested in the human drama going in front of me.
Success.
Ah, I
Okay,
rolled
success.
a 90.
A 90. Okay, so
That fails for me, by the way.
right. So you get the obvious stuff, right? Like Harvard seems all good, everything's cool, we're all living our good lives.
This is where my disconnect from a lot of the normal society, family stuff
Right.
comes in. Like, yeah, I just don't get it.
Like what? All right, scenarios. You have always found Harvard is hard to read a lot of times, right? Like you've known him long enough to know that he usually puts on the face he wants to wear, and is good at that. Like he's a good, not liar, but like a consummate diplomat, a leader, social person. So you're uncertain of his deeper motives, but you are pretty certain the reason that your party and his happen to be riding out at the same time is because your party is very visible.
So he's leeching off us. I would be annoyed if I were aware of this. So in other words, we've surpassed him, and he knows it.
That's probably reading into it, but he's very well connected and very powerful, but your party is very, like, the sort of thing that captures the eye of the street. And so he's like, I will take that association, please.
He's using us. Now I don't like him
I will
anymore.
make sure he rides behind all of us when he lets us out.
Yeah. Eat my dust, son boy.
Well, that way the people see him following us.
Mm-hmm.
I say all this, I'm unaware. Like,
Yeah, you're like,
whatever.
yeah, I don't know what's going on. Everybody seems really nice.
I don't know about that. I never really liked him that much to begin with. I thought he was
That's
kind of a
true.
snob.
You have been pretty much on that. I don't really like this dude too much for the whole time, so that's fair.
He seems like a stiff.
So they'll ride out. You were supposed to meet the other two bands and Pendicure at Glasswall. So the longer these adventures go on, like the more, like the first time you met him, he showed up at Clan, and then it's been Alditure the last couple times. Now it's Glasswall.
He's trying to trust us to get there on our own.
Trust you more, or they're busier?
Yeah.
Or there are multiple explanations, but you're definitely noticing that like you're meeting him further and further out. That's not necessarily a bad thing, yeah. So the other two parties are going to be the same Orlanthe party that showed up a couple of times, Harvard's group, of course, your group, of course.
The Orlanthe party look like they're doing better because they were looking pretty poor the first time around.
They look better, but still pretty poor. Your impression of the Tarshite, like the exiles that live around Wintertop, is that it's pretty tough living. It's a lot of like herding, hunting, and banditry, right? And they're clearly better supported, but it's still hard, like a hard life. And then the last party is another group of Yamelians from Gold Edge, who have also gone a couple of times now.
An awful lot of Yamelians here.
Yeah, there's several. I mean, you have a Sundown Temple. There are several Sundown Temples in Tarsh. Temples frequently worship Yamelia. And it's a connection they draw on.
I'm not sure I'm actually complaining about it. I'm just observing. There's an awful lot of Yamelians here.
Not a single one of them can cast fire spells. So,
but I can. So
there you go.
Shield and protect.
They can only learn one of those. In the core book, they can't learn shield. Fire and Sky fixes that. I think that was a legitimate oversight in my core book. Like, I think they were supposed to have shield the whole time. It's hard to be a Yamelian when your only spells are like seeing in the dark and making a sun glow around you. That's a hard life. Yep, you were pretty quickly linked up with groups. The Gold Edge party you will actually not meet until you're almost till you're past Snakepipe Hollow, because they're coming in from the north. So they'll follow the trade and kind of meet you guys outside the Stinking Wood. So that's happening. This is all pretty uneventful stuff. Like, you go from Glasswall, you make the descent down into Snakepipe Hollow, you cross the river, etc. You meet up with the Gold Edge guys, and then you'll roughly follow that river. And it is getting harder. Like, you guys are getting more and more familiar with the area. The elves take some pains to not let you know where things are, right? But they've been teaching you how to navigate the woods. You're becoming more familiar with the woods. So it's getting harder for them to do that, and you're getting a better idea of where you are. If either of you want to make track rolls,
absolutely.
Yeah, that would give you a sense of where you actually are. You can both make this roll.
I failed.
It's not your best skill.
No, it's not. I'm okay at it.
I only failed by 10.
Okay, good job. So yeah, despite you're you have like a sense, right, of like if you quartered the stinking forest, you could figure out what quarter you're at. But those are still 5 mile hexes, so it's a big forest. Sorry, the yawn. Okay, so eventually, and now by the time you make this trip, like it's most of a week of travel leaving from Fieldstone. So by the time you get there, it's noticeably colder than it was. There is a lot of frost in the mornings. Your breath is like steaming in the air most of the time. You are allowed to build some small fires that are contained to stay warm. One thing you immediately notice is that the inner circle of the clearing, where all the dryads and the elves are, where this magical tree is, that's surrounded by the war oaks, there's no frost in there. The grass is still green in there. The tree, like the big tree, is still blooming. Like it's still leafed out and has flowers and things, despite it being approaching midwinter.
I mean, that's nice. In a way, it doesn't almost, at this point, it doesn't seem that surprising. But
Right.
it's good to notice it.
Right, yeah. It's like, well, yeah, that's kind of makes sense, right? Like you're able to anticipate that, but it's something to see, right? Like the rest of the
Yeah.
forest is leaves drop, bare, cold, frost and ice on the ground, and then like as soon as you hit that circle, it's just like, nope, it's still spring in there. It's also noticeably warmer. Like if you walk into that circle briefly, like you can feel the air. It's cool, but it's not cold.
You can't stay in there, but I'm
Right.
sure that's forbidden.
Yes, everything behind the oaks is part of the ritual space, and so like you're able to kind of dart in and out, especially those of you who are lay members, because because there's a shrine in there, but like that's as far as that goes. Like you can't stay in there.
Fair enough.
Just a little envious of it. That's all.
You could have been lay member too, if you wanted.
No,
Maybe you are.
nope.
It's not too late. You just don't want to give up Ignite.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. I had to give up. That's why I was thinking I should have Ignite because I'm like, oh, that's right. No, that's why I don't have it. Because I think I started with it.
There you go. Okay, cool. So yeah, so that goes on. Okay, so when you take over your quarter, at this point you kind of have a quarter that is yours.
Right.
Like
Same one every year.
same one every year. It has that partial wall. That wall is substantially damaged. You're noticing like that happened during the fighting with the Gelante. Like there's a section of it that's just gone. Right, it's basically been kicked over. Like so, instead of being 3 or so feet high, it's just a little rough, like hump in the dirt. That's where the gateway was. So that part of that is gone too. That little entry funnel that you had constructed. So like those things are obviously damaged.
Do we have some time to work on those?
Yeah, you think so?
Concerned about the way you worded that.
Yeah, you should be. So you have some time. Like you get here in the afternoon, but you have some time to go ahead and start working on it if you want. Once you begin, you realize that the earth is getting kind of hard to dig.
Frozen.
It's been cold long enough that it's starting to freeze a bit. It's not impossible, but it's harder. So it's going to be slower going.
If there's anything we can do that makes more sense than trying to rebuild it due to that, we will. But we'll work to do what we can.
Makes sense.
And I'll also try to connect with the people around us again just to make sure there's anything we need to know, just so we're as coordinated as we can be when stuff happens.
Makes sense. Yeah. So you meet with the other leaders. So it's like Harver, the leader of the Orlanthian, whoever the Gold Edge guy is. You meet with them. They kind of you've done this before, so you all kind of just touch base quickly. Everybody's trying to fortify a little more. Everybody had a pretty rough go last time, you think?
Yeah.
So everybody's digging in a little harder. It does occur to you that the Orlanthi last time I built screens, like a little wooden. They're not really walls. They were more like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like wicker work almost. Like
Yeah.
taking fallen branches and stuff and building little screens. You could put those up to give your archer like on top of your wall, right? They wouldn't necessarily
Okay. Yeah. We gotta do
extend the
something like that.
wall, but they would give you like better archery positions and more cover from archery. You think also like if you couldn't dig, you could probably extend that over those, so that would give you something there.
Let's do that, especially for the one. Am I the only real archer in our group? I think I am.
But Dirtass is a pretty good archer.
Oh, okay.
Not as good as you, but pretty good. Elendor is decent with javelins. They're kind of a heavy skirmisher. Hilmil can only fight with a sword or a dagger.
Yeah.
So he's pretty
He's not
locked
the
in.
worst.
He's limited. I get it. There's an upside to being a Humakti, and there's a downside.
That is the very truth. All right. So
I like the wicker idea just because of the ground being more
Yeah.
frozen, as well as
Be more efficient use of our time.
and based on our talks with Mardina, didn't we get an idea?
Yeah, probably trolls. That was your impression, was that this year is
Yep.
probably the troll year.
So thinking of that one time we ran into that dark troll at the skull ruins and all of his Trollkin.
Oh yeah, Trollkin are annoying.
Yeah, so having some additional missile cover might not suck. Yeah, so that would probably be that's the sort of thing you could do that would kind of help out. Unfortunately, you're kind of in the cold seasons where rebuilding your walls is going to be tougher. So some of the damage that's there is kind of going to stick.
Yeah, we'll do the best we can.
Makes sense. So over the next couple of days, we'll do that. You can kind of organize some watches and things like you do. The elves are pretty busy. You've kind of noted that. Like it's like the elves, as these rituals go on, they don't have a lot of time to. They could have rebuilt your walls, but they've been busy all year. That are free. You also know it's not really a secret, right? The Stinking Forest is where the elves live, but it's kind of split between being elf territory and being Tusk Rider territory. So you're pretty sure that they're busy most years dealing with that. So they really haven't put together your defenses or anything. It's also just not really how elves work. They don't really build forts and stuff. The whole forest is kind of like a giant, like a defense in depth sort of thing, where it's like every yard you push into the forest gets harder and harder. So it's just kind of how they live their weird little lives. But anyways, yeah. So you're able to do that. It's work, right? It's cold out. You're hunting for these species. You're going out. Like it's pretty chilly out. And on the start of the first night, it's like the first night it starts to snow overnight. So when you wake up, there's like an inch or so of snow on the ground. It gets just warm enough during the day that the sunlight will melt it, but it sticks around in shadows and things.
We'll keep a fire going the whole time with whatever dead wood we can find around. We'll actually go out during the day and make sure we have a nice collection of dead collected wood that we're allowed to burn. Keep a good
Right.
fire going the whole time.
Yeah, for sure. And they let you do some of that because they know that you will die if you don't. So, like, they don't want you
I'm
to
also
freeze
want
to
to make
death.
sure we have a good fire going whenever trolls show up, so we have fire.
Makes sense. Certainly makes sense. Other stuff, Hellmail gets like increasingly less pleasant to deal with over these couple of days. He was unpleasant before, yeah, but he gets like more terse. Like he works hard, he does the work. He just hates being like it's obvious to you that he's just like, I wish I was somewhere with a roof.
This guy's a real killjoy.
He's an urban Humakti.
He's an urban Umakti.
Yes. I don't know. Wonder why he hates camping so much.
It's his third runic association.
Is it?
Yes.
What is it?
It's the man rune. He's very tied to the markers of people and civilization. So he's like, I like cities and roads and walls and roofs and fires and cook things and like all that stuff. Not necessarily like comfort, but just that sort of civilization. He does not like the woods, and he does not like the elf woods. He's learning this about himself the longer he's here. It's like the elf woods suck.
So he may be a one and done. We'll see.
Maybe. I mean,
but he's got an upside to him, I'm sure.
Eventually, we might see it, right? At some point.
He better be worthwhile.
Yeah, he'll probably fumble his first attack roll and die. So,
well,
I know how these things go.
I will probably be less sad with him than anyone else.
That's fair. That's fair. So yeah, so you'll do that for a while. You know, you're kind of working this stuff out. You're able to build like a little stretch of palisade that sort of covers the damaged areas. You can still put up a little funnel. It's not going to be as strong as the earth walls would have been, but you can do that for sure. And you can do some stuff to make them more like you can put a few like stakes out to kind of encourage people not to like just run at them. That way they have a little more robustness. So I mean, stuff like that can help. It's still obviously worse than having a good berm, but it's the ditch is still there, so you have something to work with, and yeah, you're able to do some of that stuff. Does anybody? I mean, we kind of talked about this before. As these fights get harder, sometimes, you know, we'd mentioned like Martina gave you some pointers, but she also mentioned that, you know, you would be wise to like talk to your gods and stuff. So if anybody wanted to do that sort of thing, or roll a divination, or nominate an NPC to roll a divination.
What we did, I forgot all about it earlier tonight. When she mentioned that, I would like to have done that at home if I could have before. I don't know if that helped before I got here.
It would give you less
The reason I would have liked to have done it there is only because I could regain my
because you get
room.
it back. The reason you would not is because the further you are from something, both in
Okay.
space and time, the harder it is to get to work.
That makes sense.
Like there's a lot of, like the laws of contagion and sympathy are kind of in play here for like folk. Those are folk magic terms, but like having a connection to a thing helps your divinations because your gods see through the eyes of their followers a lot of times, and they're also limited to their domain, right? So you can get some stuff, but usually the closer in time you are to a thing, the closer you physically are to a thing, and the more personally connected you are to that thing, the better your divinations are going to work. Which would be a good reason to do it once you're here, because you should
Okay.
be closer in time to the problem and also much closer in distance, and also more connected because it's about you instead of just a place. Like it's like I'm here now. What's going to happen here soon to me? Like those are more, more personal focus questions that are more helpful. So
I'll do that when we get here. I mean, I'm the war leader, so I should spend the point, do divination. Follow my goddess. What she sees from the heavens above. Call for direction.
cool. Okay, roll your fire rune's probably the most appropriate one. Death rune's probably not appropriate for this.
I make a normal success.
Okay, cool. So you spend some time like basically stargazing, which is a fairly common divination method for Lorna. So you're looking up at the stars, you kind of enter a trance. You can see the stars sort of unfold. You get some hints. This isn't really happening in the sky. It's just like you're being shown it. So you're seeing little stars and things kind of pin around and make a picture that you can understand a little better. And the core of it is that what happens is that you are shown like the stars move to their positions, the positions that they would be in 2 days from now. So a slight drift and tilt, and that gives you a sense of like, yeah, we are going to have problems
In 2
this
days.
night, and this time, and it gives you a sense of like it does confirm Yolorna is a great enemy of the darkness. Like she does confirm that it will be darkness that attacks you, like trolls and darkness related. So that it confirms that, which is good because now you know that Mardina is useful in that respect. Like it's been confirmed, and you have a sense of when it will happen, and that takes a lot of pressure off because you can be ready for it. So
Can I get a feel for what time of the night this will
yeah, the
happen?
stars, since the stars move in the course of the night, it'll tell you like more or less when. It can't give you like an on the minute, but it can give you a early evening, mid evening, late evening, sort of like
Mm-hmm.
quarters. So you would expect it to occur in basically the witching hours, so like the post midnight to the middle of the deepest part of night.
Okay, I'll pass all
So
that on to everybody
third
else.
watch, like you usually have been breaking up into like 4 or so watches, so you would think third watch is the right time for that, basically.
To Elendor.
Yeah,
Yes.
but now you know, so you can all just get up. And this is why you keep a star goddess cultist around, because they're good at these sorts of divinations against darkness. Cool. Okay, so yeah, you do get a sense of when the attack will take place, or when you should expect it. As always with divinations, the more as both sides cast divinations, things get muddled, right? So
I could just do the divination. Like I said, I'm
yeah,
the
like
war leader of it, so there's everybody else can hold on. If they want to, they can, but I'm just like it feels like my responsibility.
right, and you are somewhat shielded from enemy divinations because the whole area has been sanctified to Aldrya. So like that's helpful, but as a rule, the reason everybody doesn't just divine all the time is because once everybody is spying on an area, like everybody starts getting well, if I do this, but then you'll know that I'm going to do that, so then I have to, and then things get muddled again. So the occasional divination at the right time is useful, but it's not like a save scum replacement. So anyway, yeah, so that happens. So you get that vision, check off a rune point, put a check in your fire rune, and
Yes. Can we? We can't go past 100 in those, can we?
this should be like just like any other skill. It just won't do a lot. Like it'll very slowly expand your crit and special ranges.
I have 100 in fire right now.
Nice, cool. So yeah, so you have 2 days to repair, or to prepare, I should say. So you'll be doing that work, and that can help you kind of focus your plans too. Like if you only have 2 days, you know that you're like, yeah, the earthworks you probably need to give up on, and just work on the wooden parts of that.
Can I do any kind of a? I'm basically asking for a battle roll to
Mhm.
set up the best defense as we can of what we have.
Yeah, absolutely. You can make a battle roll.
I feel like I'm just searching for a skill roll at
Skill,
that point,
right.
but I'm
Give me a check.
really not.
How'd you
Well,
do?
I failed. Barely. I have a
Okay.
66 and I rolled a 71.
All right, then you get no further insight
Yeah.
into your plans. The plans you have made as a player are as good as it's going to get for you as a character as well.
That's fine.
So
That's why we
cool.
roll the
We'll be fine.
dice. Yeah, we'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen?
Soinnarios, what have you got going on for these couple of days here?
Wickering,
Nice.
trying to ignore the spot where Corn died. So
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, you would probably have that location burn pretty brightly into your brain there, your mind, your memory. So it's obvious. Like, and that does raise the stakes, right? Like you've actually experienced loss on these missions. So like they're not just like fun adventures. Like you've kind of felt the other side of that too. Yeah. Durdast is being useful. He's usually pretty steadfast, so he's working along. Hillmill is definitely getting, I mean, he's, for as much as you're like, yeah, this guy like hates this, like he is working hard. Elendor is working, like you're, from that perspective, like everybody is kind of doing their part. So yeah.
and I will check with people on their weaving and everything, since I think I might know that better.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah, and then making sure everybody's eating, drinking, and shifting watches.
Nice. You're like aggressively team momming now.
It's natural now, so
It just happens. No, I feel you. That's cool. Yes, now that you know when they're coming, you can lay your plans accordingly and be prepared for them. So we can skip kind of towards that if you want.
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah, let's get this fight started, but definitely not finish this session.
No, let's totally finish it. We're gonna finish him in one go.
Yeah, one glorious melee round.
Or they're gonna finish us. I don't know.
Maybe. I make no promises.
Do we get
combat
a feel? Do we
is
get
like
any
that.
kind of feel for like? Because last time, most of the times, it's not just one night. It's like they hit us multiple days in a row, right?
Usually they've kind of only hit you one night. You're just not sure which one it is. Once you had to fight them 2 nights.
Okay.
Your impression is that this one's going to be more of like a pretty powerful strike over probably one night. Yeah.
Can you tell that I'm trying to gauge my
How hard you can go, right? Like,
how much divine magic do I drop in one night?
yeah, your feeling is that it will be one pretty strong attack, and you'll either break it or you won't.
Okay,
It's kind of how you are thinking about it.
that works.
And did we let the other groups know when we thought it might happen?
Absolutely. After you recommend that to me, I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. We should tell them.
We should collaborate. Cool. All right, so you can do that, and then otherwise you'll just be getting ready. So your party will, kind of bed down that night. It has been snowing. The snow melt, like the snowfall is exceeding the melt from the sun, and the melt that the sun is providing is getting less pretty rapidly. So you've got a fair amount of snow on the ground, like not a foot, but like 5 or 6 or so inches.
I would like to point this out for our rune casters that since we do know when the attack is coming, that an extension to cast on a spell lasts a day, which means you could put something up and just have it ready and not even spend any time at all casting it in combat. If you have some spell you think would be appropriate just to toss up and keep up the whole time and you want to spend that extra 2. I don't think I actually do. Just a thought.
It is a thought.
If I had more room points, yes.
Well, here's one I might do for us. How much do I want to spend this? Because it might be worth giving all of us cat's eyes for the evening. And that does
Dirtas could help with that.
What's that?
I said Dirtas could help with that.
Because that lasts 12 hours anyway, I think.
Right. He could definitely do himself.
Can he cast one? Does he have enough? Does he have enough room magic to cast on anybody else? Or if he doesn't, that's fine.
He can do. There's 5 of you. He could do 3 of you.
Does that take away too many rune points from other useful stuff?
He's the Amelian.
Does he have shield?
Yeah.
Okay, if he wants to cast 3, but I'll cast 2.
Yeah,
then, but I can cast more if I do. I guess I have to technically roll that, but
this is another good reason to have the Amelians in the party. They can cast Cat's Eye, which is really helpful when you're fighting trolls who like to attack in the cover of darkness.
Yep. And now we can see as well as they can.
Right, so you don't take crippling penalties fighting them. So that's nice. All right, so your group is trying to get some sleep. You're keeping one person on watch, but you're just letting it.
We'll try to actually get a lot of sleep the day before so we can be.
Right, yeah. So you're doing what you can to be more rested, be more capable. You're all capable of seeing in the dark, which is nice. The attack would have been on the no moon day, right? So there's no moon
Makes sense.
out. It's nighttime. It occurs in the deepest part of the darkness when humans are most like sluggish and most deeply asleep for the most part. So what you
hang on before you go any further.
Yes.
I have one other spell I was just looking at, thinking about casting.
Go for it.
So can I read this real quick? I apologize.
You're good.
I might use up all my divine spells ahead of time. That's not not necessarily my goal.
Go for it. Spend all that magic.
Be careful.
Get as squishy as you want to be.
I'll save it. I could have put Starbright up and like put it up for the evening around us, but I think that might be more points than I want to spend. It's 2 points. I could put it up. I could spend 4 points and put it up all night.
Yeah, that's an option. Or you could put it up when you need it for 2.
The other thing I could have put up all night was what's our warding called?
Oh,
Star Wards.
Yeah, Star Wars. Which Star Ward is your favorite Star Ward? Star Ward 1 or Star Ward 4? Sorry, that was a bad joke. I apologize.
No, it was actually a good joke.
So
I will do that. I'm going to cast Star Wards.
Okay, so you'll ward the place. All right.
Yeah, and it creates an area of safety for those inside. 6 moon discs I put down. Area of 100 square meters, so I think that encompasses us just fine. Extends in the air.
It's smaller than you think it is, but yeah,
well, because I wouldn't necessarily do 10 meters by 10 meters.
Right,
but still,
right.
it's 10 by 10 meters, not feet.
You would encompass the wall, probably.
The wall and right behind it.
Right, it makes sense, yeah. So you've warded your ditch and wall, basically, so that you can have a place to stand that's in the ward, and then it would cover your fortification and kind of a sweep. So that makes sense. That's a good use of rune points. How much are you putting into this?
See, it counts as a point of counter magic, counts as 2 points of spirit screen, gives them a negative to missile fire, gives you resistance to the roll of caster's power. Wow, this is pretty good. You know what? Let's go all in. Let's put 4 points up.
Okay.
I'm already down to 4.
Yeah, you don't need to cast Meteor Bow.
Well, I think some of this that encompasses the whole group is probably better, and I'm supposed to be the leader, war leader, so let's put this stuff up and let everybody. So now if I summon my salamander out, I'm pretty much done.
Yeah. It costs 2, and you'd have a 2 point. So yeah. You don't necessarily need to summon your salamander.
Nope.
Those are.
But now we're stuck. We have a ward around us that will go off. That will also give us pretty good protection. You're gonna have to look at this because it's everything they do from outside.
Yeah, it gives you a warning. It adds 1 point of counter magic per point of Star Ward. It adds 2 points of Spirit Screen. Missile Fire takes -5 per point, so it'd be -20 overall. And you would test your power versus theirs when they cross into it, and it would do 1d3 damage per point.
If any corporal enemy that crosses is going to take 1d3 damage per point. So they're all going to take physical damage when they try to cross it. Each stack also increases the area by another 100 square meters. So I end up with 400 square meters.
Oh yeah. Wow. So you have a pretty good space. So yeah, you'd be able to encompass the ditch, the wall, and a fair section behind it, like a pretty wide area that you could pull away from the wall, out of reach, so that they'd have to climb over it to get to you, and still stay inside that ward pretty easily. Makes sense. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty powerful. Good work.
Okay, cool. See what happens.
Yeah.
Do you want to do anything, Soinnarios, or are you just waiting for the fight?
I'm good.
Good, because I don't know that I can do anything more. I'm just going to sit there and shoot like we were starting characters.
Sometimes, it's how it goes.
That's all right. I think I'm doing fine.
Sure thing. Okay. So, go ahead and make everybody, since you all know what's kind of going on, make scan rolls for me, everybody. And I'll roll something for our NPCs as well, because you're all expecting something.
I made it.
What's wrong?
I failed.
Okay. So that's a fail, and then we'll look at some other numbers. Okay. So what happens here is that when you're watching in the darkness, you can see in that cat's eye vision, that sort of mostly colorless sight that you now all have in the dark, you can see some little shapes moving, some little groups. They're pretty furtive, right? They're still hiding. They are moving from cover to cover and trying to stay low and stuff. They're hard to see, even in even being able to see in the dark. They're still being sneaky, but you're able to see 2 groups of trollkin approaching. Each group would be about 4, right? So there's 2 little clusters of them. They are kind of like moving. Like I said, they're moving behind a clump of snow, then over to like behind a tree. You can't always, like, once you see them, you can kind of keep track where the groups are, but you can't keep track of each individual trollkin like every moment. But you definitely know where they are.
Okay. We'll watch closely and see if we can ascertain what they're doing. If they move within range, I might start taking shots. We also didn't talk about this, but I was hoping I brought extra arrows.
Definitely, that's not hard to do, and you know what's going on. It's also pretty inexpensive at your
Right.
higher level to buy an extra quiver or two and just kind of have them. Extra javelins for Elendor and Soinnarios are also easy. Like, you're able to equip beyond your encumbrance because your horses are carrying things, and you can just plant them in your position, like in the ground, at wherever you intend to be positioned. So it's not hard to have a few extra javelins lying around or some extra arrows. Hard to do that for armies, not that hard to do for a handful of people. All right. So there's two little groups. They are sort of snuffling about, moving forward. They're a little furtive. They're kind of like, they jog forward, they hang still for a few seconds. So if nothing happens, they come a little closer, and eventually they will enter bow range. Even from, like, the woods aren't offering a lot of cover now. Like, all that like leafy cover is gone. All the like little plants have died. Right, the snow is evening out and weighting things down on the ground. So there's not a lot of cover compared to what it was when you were fighting the dwarves or the ogres, right, where it was like the foliage is going to really stop your bow shots. Here, it's not like that. You're able to get further shots, and that seems to be true of them too, because as they get into your range, and then they keep advancing, and they will eventually get into their range.
Can I shoot them when they get within my range?
Yes.
All right. I would like to pick a nice target, line it up. I'm just going to take a normal shot for now. I'm going to save my magic. And it's a normal hit.
Okay, cool. Roll hit location damage, all that, because I can't really see you yet. They're not aware that they're being watched.
It's a nice gut shot, but it's only 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage?
And
Okay,
if Dirtass fills up to it, he can also shoot.
Makes sense. Let me just look at my little here. 5 points of damage to the gut, you said? So you shoot him. Good work. You shot a trollkin in the stomach. Slow way to die. Good shot. Another arrow goes out. It misses. But Dirtass, you disappointed me. So one arrow silently goes flying over. It misses a trollkin by a narrow gap, but it does miss. You shoot one in the gut. That trollkin, like, immediately, like, he looks down at his stomach and he just starts to scream. He's like, ah, and like grabs the arrow with both his hands. And it's not hard to pull out, right? Because you didn't like impale, but it's like it's stuck in his armor and cut him pretty badly. And so he like yanks it out real quick and tosses it aside. But he's just like screaming. And you're like, oh, cool.
I would have a second shot that round. It
Yes.
doesn't matter. But I think you'll let me. And I would be
You can
shooting the
shoot it.
same
We know
one.
what's going on.
I would be shooting the second one. It's a normal hit.
Okay, cool. And you shoot him in the...
Shoot him in the right arm, but only for 3.
Okay, that will actually, I believe that'll bounce. 3 to the arm. That just bounces. So it plings off his armor. They're wearing some sort of leather armor, mix of leather armor types. It's hard to tell exactly what's what, but they're wearing a mix of leather. Trollkin are kind of tough. They're stringy anyways, so it can work. So you shoot a troll, Ken, twice. He's hurt. He's unhappy. He's had a hard life up to this point, and you're making it worse. So he's screaming.
I'm trying to finish this hard life for him.
Right? Please. I can take your suffering away, and also everything else. But so he's obviously having a bad time. The trollkin, once you do that, like, the trollkin band kind of like gives up on stealth and just starts like running forward to get into their own range, right? And the other band across will do the same thing. So these two little groups of trollkin like kind of dart forward, they break from their cover and like move, and they're still moving for cover, like they're going to try to get behind a tree or something like that, but they're moving more quickly now. To try and get into range because they've been seen. So sneaking isn't going to help them anymore. Okay, so make for me, each of you can make a scan roll, the player characters can, and then we're going to move into actual combat time as they get into range.
I make a normal success.
Okay. Soinnarios, you've had trouble spotting them, so you're like aware, like you see the trollkin who's screaming, but you're having a hard time making out details. Kathea, you're locked in. This little the trollkin that you shot a couple of times, who's kind of moving forward, who's been your target. He is, like I say, he's wearing a mix of armor. of like leather armors, but on it you can see runes that are marked, and he's got like a rune mark on his head, like he's got like a tattoo like on his forehead that is in the shape of like a pair of curved lines that intersect with a dark like circle in between them.
So it's a darkness rune with what is that?
It's a darkness rune covered by a disorder rune.
Oh, so Zorik Zoran. I do announce that. There's Zorik Zorani. And the one I shot is still moving despite taking 5 to the gut. So
Yes.
they're relatively tough.
Yes.
I also
Yeah.
let them know. My first one's a pretty good gut shot, and they're still coming forward. So don't underestimate them.
They're not the toughest, but yeah, they're tough. So they're Zarxarani of some sort, right? You don't know a lot about trolls, but you recognize the cult markings. The upper, like there's 2 curved lines that intersect to make like a leaf shape in the middle, and the ends frange out. The upper edges have like a cross line marked through them. That's how they do. You've seen this before, I'm sure. It's on the wall of one of the big full page splashes of Pavis, where it's like the Xerox rune. Its runes are darkness, disorder, and death. So at least you know what you're up against.
Are they? Yeah. Not really surprised either. Are they armed with? Or they look like mostly here to skirmish from range, or
You would think so. They're carrying slings. They've got little shields slung across their backs, like little shields. They've got like a mace, short spear. That they're carrying, but they're not ready to use them. They're currently have their slings and stuff out.
Okay.
You'll probably be fine. Murdered to death by Trollkin.
It can happen.
Yes, it can.
Rurik Runespear, famously in RuneQuest II, a rune lord, Grand of
Melio,
died to a Trollkin spear.
Yes, it happens. All right, so let's go into combat time. Let's make some announcements.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Speed Dart and shoot the same one 2 more times. Speed Dart on first and a normal shot on the second.
You give me the SRs for these things.
Yeah, Speed Dart's SR1. The bow is, what was my bow? So 2 and 8.
Oh yeah, because
I'm fast.
A monster. Yeah. So Speed Dart, shoot, and then 8, shoot again.
Should be 2 and 7. Why are those 6 apart? It should be 2 and 7 actually, because isn't it 5 between the two? So it should be 2 and 7.
Well, you'll shoot. It takes 5 to reload, and then you'll shoot another.
So that is right.
Shoot, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what's happening there. Okay, cool. Soinnarios, how about you?
Tech 3.
And explain to me where you are in relation to the wall as well, because you're like, I assume that Kathea is behind some cover shooting because you made little shooting covers. I don't know where you would be, so that's up to you.
Kind of ducked near the entrance.
Okay.
Waiting to hear actually coming in or whatever. Just kind of I won't say it in front of the Humaki, but a surprise.
I guess both of you are probably sort of down, staying out of the way.
I'll have javelins by me, but that's not where I'm going to go. So I'm going to throw protection up. 3.
Okay, so that'll take the first point takes your Dex SR, and then the other 2 points will take 1 apiece. So does that put you at 4 for that?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Okay, so for the rest of your action, if someone gets into javelin range, would you want to throw at them?
Yeah, it's worth the shot.
Haha. And so again, your Dex is 2, right? So that would happen no earlier than 6. So we will assume you're holding a javelin.
Yeah.
If that is your plan.
Yep.
Cool. Makes sense. Sweet. It's always so fun running big old combats. Okay. Yep, got it. All right, I know what everybody's doing. Let's do these things. So the round will open with some casting. Kathea, you're gonna cast Speed Dart.
Yep. And it goes off just as I'm just going to track magic points on the side of my sheet. So I'll just sit there and edit it constantly. Should I go ahead and take that shot with it?
Yeah, you and Dirtas would be next. So you two are going to fire your shots. Your casting went off. And then we'll do some shooting.
I hit the same guy in the gut.
Okay. Jeez.
For 11.
Okay, that will put him in the dirt.
Okay.
So he's like,
yeah.
Okay. So he goes down pretty hard. Dredast will hit this shot.
Hooray.
Yeah.
So proud of him.
No.
The
I think
left
he's
leg.
pretty competent.
So he puts an arrow through the left leg of one of the trollkin, and it passes through, like it hits the meat of his leg and like goes all the way through it, and exits the other side. And the trollkin immediately, just like that leg, just collapses out from under him, and they just drop. So they start to shriek. Though now that you're listening to them, when they shriek and scream, trollkin are generally pretty cowardly. These ones sound more mad, like they're getting hurt, and it makes them angry. Like they're not helpful. They're not like able to do anything about it. They're just as impotent as any trollkin, but they're angry and so scared.
Fun times.
Fun times.
I think I'm deciding I don't like Zoraxtron in character, which was probably already true, actually.
Perfectly fair. Yeah, Argon Argar is your special enemy, but I mean, you don't like Zoraxtron either. So.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so those two shots happen, and then we get into some reprisal shooting. My favorite kind of shooting.
It's the one where you tag back to an earlier part of the combat.
Right? Okay, so we've got some slinging happening. They're not very good at slinging.
Don't forget they're minus 20 for shooting in tonight.
I know, it's so annoying.
Not to
Even
mention
so,
whatever bonus we have from being hidden.
Right. The hidden bonus is that you have cover.
Yeah.
And pretty good cover. So that will actually save you from that. Group 1, who you just killed someone out of, like who have a couple people dropped, they managed to get one sling stone through at you, but it hits the actual berm, which is waist high, so it just slams into the dirt in front of you, and it does not hurt you.
Lucky that we have that.
It helped, yeah. Your ward stopped 2 shots that would have been successes.
Oh, wow, they might be good.
They're not. They just rolled really well. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll lie in other places, but not here.
I think it's the first time we fought Trollkin, and they're Zoraxtron ones. So
man, all of those shots just miss. Group 2's retaliations all just miss.
Yay.
Group 3, however, is aimed at our friend in the gate. Group 3, you didn't notice.
I didn't notice either.
No.
All right, fair enough.
So they hid successfully from everyone. They got a good stealth roll, and so their presence was cloaked, but they're still suffering from that stupid ward.
To attack.
Yeah, exactly. And that filthy ward stops them from hitting with anything. Okay, so Soinnarios, you're standing in the gate, right? Like you see, like you're watching for people coming in, and from the center, right, which you thought was empty. You thought you had 2 little groups of trollkin on the flanks. The little center group, like they stand up and throw a bunch of stones at you. And by the time you realize what's happening, like you see several of the stones like smash, hit, like with flickering silver starlight in front of you and just fall.
All right.
And a couple of them go wide because they're not that good at this. But a few of them were stopped by the war.
I feel good about this spell.
It's helping. It's making a difference. So that's good. Well, that was supposed to go a little better for me.
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
They're just Trollkin. They're not supposed to have things go well for them.
I love my trollkin. I love all of my NPCs. I am the only person in their corner. And so I love them deeply and care for them, even as I send them to their death.
Yeah, fair enough.
Jamming is difficult stuff, guys.
I care that you care.
All that happens. The next thing that's going to happen are that Soinnarios and Elendor are going to cast some spells from you. So do your spell casts.
Success.
And also success. So pencil in whatever text you got up.
Protect 3.
Cool. All right, so all that happens. Those of you who are holding javelins are going to continue holding them, though you're now aware, Soinnarios, there is a group of trollkin moving towards you pretty aggressively, and so you'll be able to throw at them next turn as they continue closing. So they get in range, basically. Or you could throw at you don't have extended ranges on javelins, I suppose. Okay. So next up would be our Kathea second shot, followed by Dirt's second shot.
I believe the Trollkin I was going to shoot is now down, so instead
you may shoot a different one. Yeah.
Am I allowed to shoot a different one on that?
Yes, you don't have to get like so specific. Like if you're like, I'm going to fire at the group of trollkin approaching, you'll fire at whichever of those trollkin are
then I'll fire at the others.
Now, if you care which one you're shooting at, that's when it would make a difference. Like if you're like, I want to shoot the leader, if the leader ducked away or did something, then you would lose your action.
So I hit another one.
Okay.
I'll let you determine which one makes it. It'll be the same group, I'm sure. I'll do 7 points of damage to the right leg.
Mm.
That's pretty good damage without my spell boost in it, so I'm happy with that. I don't know if it was enough to stop him, but
It is. He goes down like a little chump. He falls and he like grabs his leg, like his calf. There's like blood gushing out between his fingers, and he's like, ah. So he's like still upright. He just can't. He's like kneeled on one knee and he's holding his leg, so he can't move around right now. But he's not like down and out. Cool. And then Dirtass will shoot, miss. Way to go, Dirtass. So he's not rolling well. It's not you can't control the dice. So his skills are pretty good, but he's rolled some very poor rolls. Okay, so that kind of covers the first round of combat. Good work, team.
he's saving his shots for later on.
Yes, that's probably what's happening. Why not?
I have faith in him. I've seen him shoot before. He's good.
True. Okay, so that's the first round of combat against our little Trollkin friends. Let's go for one more round of combat, and we'll probably have to call it for the night. But we can go through our second round of combat and kind of see how badly things are going to go from here.
How many are in this group that we're shooting at? That I was shooting at.
There were 4. There's 1 now up. There are 4 in each group.
Am I aware of the middle group now that are approaching the center that attacked?
Yes, and they are kind of moving forward pretty quickly.
I would switch over and shoot at them. Now, if I understand right, my second shot last round we said was on 8, so I can't actually shoot this round until later because I can't use the 5 to reload until this round, right? I can't use 4. But
That's correct. Yes.
That doesn't mean I could cast Speed Dart and shoot on 7. All right, so I'll cast Speed Dart on 1. Or I accept a load first, probably. I don't know. So maybe it's not actually on.
No, it would be you would cast it. You would grab the arrow, cast on it, then load. So like it's not a big deal.
Okay.
You would
I'll just be shooting on strike rank 7.
Okay. I think. Do you have coordination?
Do I?
Yes.
No, I don't think so. That'd be helpful here.
Yeah. Well, what's your dex SR? It's 1.
Yeah, my dex is 17. So it's
okay. Okay.
So yeah, if I got my dex strike rank down to like a 0.
Yeah, because then it would just be the action and it would just terminate.
Okay. So coordination might be worthwhile down the road.
Coordination or mobility, they both decrease your SR.
I have mobility.
That's what you were doing. I was wondering because I was like, you used to be able to do this more easily. It's because of mobility.
I think I just forgot about it, but that's all right.
No
it's also the Trollkin fight, and I'm kind of somewhat metering resource.
I understand.
We'll pretend that's it, and I didn't just forget about it.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. It's not me being bad with mechanics. So this is the one system I probably don't have a good excuse for that.
Yep.
I appreciate your support.
Okay, so it's that your declaration then?
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna cast and shoot.
Yep. I'm just later in the round.
Right, got it. Okay. Next up, Soinnarios.
Going to cast Strength with a 2-pointer.
Okay.
And then chuck a javelin at group number 3. See if I can.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, javelin at group 3, and then I've got the NPCs sorted out, so we are good to go. All right, first up, cast Speed Dart, please.
Okay.
The Soinnarios. Also, both of you make scan rolls at your leisure.
All right.
I'm doing Strength.
I cast the Speed Dart.
Okay.
Yeah, it did go off, and I did make a scan check successfully.
Yeah, no, I get what you're doing, Soinnarios. So just
okay.
Kathea's spell will happen on Striker 1.
You had actually said Soinnarios before.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, my bad.
That's all right.
I didn't even realize it did that. I apologize.
No, you're fine.
I'm looking at too many things. Give me a break. I didn't mean to do that. All right, cool. So Speed Dart goes off. Now you'll cast Strength, Soinnarios.
And I do.
Yay.
Good job. Okay, cool. So you get Strength off. I'm going to write that. Because these are persistent spells. Strength. Actually, I don't need that. So next up, all my Trollkin do whatever Trollkin do. Both of you are going to make your scan rolls at this point, please.
I already did. I made it.
You made yours.
Yep.
And Soinnarios.
Never mind.
Sorry.
It's a simple failure.
Okay, cool. Sorry, Soinnarios, you're just not going to make any scan rolls tonight, I think is what's happening. Okay, so Kathea, you're locked in on the group of Trollkin that you're shooting at, but you notice as you're like you're reloading, you're casting a spell, you're starting to line up your shot, you can see somewhat back from them, like a very large shape and clad in like lead and stuff, like moving forward. as well, like just behind them a bit.
At some point, when there's a chance, I will note we have trolls coming in behind them.
Troll.
Is it just one?
Yes.
Is it a dark troll or is it a cave or great troll?
You're pretty sure it's just a dark troll.
Okay, but it's heavily armed,
Yes.
so I don't want to hold back on it.
No. Okay, but you're aware that he exists.
Hey,
And now, if only you knew about all those unknown unknowns, you'd be in really good shape.
yeah,
Anyways, so speed goes off, strength goes off. They try to do their thing. Elendor's gonna chuck javelin at some loser, hit some loser. Very good. Oof, oof. The right leg is very out. That troll king goes down. So the group 3 is moving forward, or the central group basically is moving forward, and so you're able, like Elendor chucks a javelin at them, and they hit one, and they like put it through their leg. This is a more and more common occurrence. It appears you're all firing a little low, and the trauma of being hit with a large javelin is very effective, and that little trollkin goes down, like like they're on the ground, they're flailing around, they're completely useless.
good job, Ellender. That's why we bring them with us.
That's right. So that
And
happens.
if you think about the two of us plus our two cousins here, we are pretty. We're gonna die now after I say this.
Yes, please feel free to brag a lot. Okay, next up is Soinnarios. You get to throw a javelin if you want. The group that was in the middle that's coming towards you is coming towards you. They're in range to throw at. So
I miss. I figured that.
You ready to? Is your javelin skill not that great?
it's okay.
After I threw strength up at the 51.
Okay,
It's okay. It's
that's
not.
fine.
Yeah, it's not fantastic, but it's fine. If you were, it's good enough to be a militia skirmisher. Like, it's not bad. It's also not your forte, but I just feel bad that you have missed like almost every roll in this combat so
Yeah,
far.
you've had a bad run here. I'm sorry.
It's been rough.
It'll kick in here. You're gonna when the dark troll gets here, you will probably beat it single handedly. Actually, not because I'm hoping Hill Mill will step up and beat it because that's why we're on it.
Through, guys. We got one through. Okay, scenarios.
Oh,
In the melee, you
Are they
take
going for me.
a rock to the leg for 1 point of damage.
So bounces.
You
Pretty sure
feel
that
it bounce off your greave. You like feel a rock skip off your greave, and you're like, "Huh, I guess they're throwing rocks at me."
they hit me in a leg. Come on.
Those monsters. Center group. Ooh, a little better. Okay, a little better. Similarly here, you get hit a couple more times, and like your armor is just absorbing the sling stones. You take a shot to the same leg. Again, it hits you closer to the kneecap than down on the shin. And then another one flicks off the side of your helmet. Like you feel that one, like your helmet, like your head moves some from the impact, and the rock like shatters off of it, but it doesn't hurt you.
Man.
Having fun?
Glad I put protect up.
They're rolling surprisingly well. Yeah, that one misses. That's unfortunate. Okay, so they're throwing a lot of like 10 to 15s, which is what they need a 15 to hit now. So, but they're doing their best. So that happens. They throw a lot of slingshots go off, and a lot of nothing happens as your armor and magic just absorb the shots, and shots go straight, either because the slingers aren't very good or because of the wards like are flaring and catching shots sometimes. Like there's a lot of that going on. Next up, Kathea, you can shoot again now.
Right, and I'm going for the middle group.
Right.
Thank God for my skill. I rolled a 93, which is a hit.
Good job.
Right leg for 10 points of damage. It's a speed darted arrows, and I rolled decent.
10. It's enough to take his leg out. I mean, you shoot him in the leg, and he goes and falls over, like, but he's not like he can't use his leg right now, but
Yep.
Okay, next up, Dirtass shoots one in the 7, which is the left leg for a change of pace. Takes it
I have
out.
been going.
Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of Trollkins sort of out. Like they're hurt. They need to cast some sort of healing to do something if they want to get involved again. There are a couple of Trollkin that are out. They're not going to be able to fix themselves in any sort of meaningful way. That's kind of where you're at this time. And we got to check for Hellmill. Hellmill, that wasn't very good.
Uh-oh.
Okay, cool. He tries to cast a spell and fails. That's fine. All right. So that's where we're going to close this one for the night, right? Is that you are being assaulted by a swarm of troll, like little squads of trollkin. Swarm isn't really the right word for it. They're closing with you, drawing your fire. You are aware that there was at least one troll behind them. You can see one. You'd be surprised if it was the only one, but you don't know where the rest of them are. And that's where we're going to leave this one. So good work, guys. You are in the midst of a fight, a brutal battle.
Drop it now.
It is late enough that we're not going to get very far, and we'll have to pick it back up next time. I'm surprised. I didn't necessarily think we would get to combat.
We're okay.
So a lot of times we don't. But yeah.
We were anxious this time to get into a fray.
Right. Everyone's like, we're just ready to. We've been doing too much talky. We need to fight.
No, it's because they're trolls. It's like, yeah. And we know at this point we kind of have the thing down. It's like, yeah, we're not here. We're not here to play links with them.
No, I got you. Good times.
We're
Very cool. So no, you're putting a definite dent in their numbers, which is good. You're slowing them, their advance, and staggering them out a bit. That's something that archers are really useful for. Isn't necessarily killing the opposition, especially with heal spells, but just making it so that instead of one big rush hits your melee fighters, they kind of get strung out, and so you're fighting them in handfuls instead, which is much more manageable. And then occasionally the archers will kill someone.
So it's the next round. Are they going to be into melee with us?
The next round, they will be. They might be like. Probably,
Right.
yeah. Some of them will, some of them won't.
I mean, I think we took numbers. I think we dropped a fair number of the center group. Are the outside groups also approaching for melee?
Yes. They're all kind
Okay.
of sweeping in. So no, there's the first group you were shooting at, the left side group, is basically out until they do some healing. The center group is missing 2 fighters completely, and then the right side group is fine. So, and the left side group will heal up and keep going. They can repair most of the damage or some of the damage that was done to them, so they can get functional again. But they're going to be behind the rest of the other group by a turn.
Will the nice big troll be within range next round?
To shoot at, yes.
I may have to redirect there and trust everybody else to take care of the troll. Do I want to spend?
I recommend dumping all of your rune points into the first problem that you encounter.
So you're saying, is he being helpful or is he being unhelpful at this point?
It's
We
hard
don't
to
know.
It's hard to know sometimes.
Shooting star 4. That would have a decent chance probably of taking him out.
It would have a decent chance. You're not wrong.
Other than that 3d6 damage may not get through any of his armor spots. Starbright would also be something to throw up.
Yeah, true. It would have some useful effects for sure.
I don't know if it bothers him very much though. It would bother the trollkin.
It would bother the trollkin. It would not bother the dark trolls.
I didn't remember if it did anything to them or not.
No, they don't take demoralized from light the way trollkin and cave trolls do.
That's
Dark
basically
trolls-
just-
Yeah, dark trolls and great trolls don't care. Cave trolls and trollkin do. They're more
Okay.
sensitive to light.
So all this Starbright really does.
It hurts shades.
So they summon a shade that would also be working.
If you cast it on an area, it will do like a little damage to all the shades in that area every turn. If you cast it directly into a shade, like you're like, I'm going to spend it to do this, you can try to destroy it.
Is it POW versus POW though?
Yeah, but if you succeeded, you would get a power gain check.
Totally worth it.
So sometime point here I want to just cast a demoralize so I get POW gain checks. What you're saying?
Exactly. Yes, that's important. Demoralize one of the trollkin for that easy power gain check. So, and then move on.
Well, I'm also thinking.
Oh, that's brutal. I have to do this. All right, cool. I'm happy. All right, I'm learning things.
So I also have S-Star who can demoralize and cast Light Wall, which might be worthwhile.
Yeah, don't forget about your unicorn because he can take actions independent of you.
He just hasn't been doing anything while everything's at range because he really can't. I guess
Yeah,
he could cast demoralize.
Yeah, he could farm POW for himself and debuff your enemies. He could, if someone gets hurt, he can heal them. Like there's things he can do.
And the healing does it cost him magic
Yes.
points, or he just does? Okay.
It costs magic points. He can basically he has an infinitely variable heal spell that he can spend as many magic points as he wants on
he's
healing, but he doesn't have to know the
that's-
spell.
So it's only got 17 magic points. So
Correct.
we need to keep him at enough magic points that he can reattach somebody's limb.
Right. So the things he can do with his horn, he can spend magic points to heal at a 1-to-1 ratio, and he does not need to know the heal spell, which frees up his intelligence for other spells. He can spend 1 MP to heal any disease. He can spend 1 MP to heal any poison, like to get rid of it, to neutralize them. if the disease is being caused by a disease spirit, he can spend 1 MP to force it into spirit combat with him.
Okay, that's
May or
cool.
may not be a good idea, but that's what the horn does. It's a very powerful healing tool.
I mean, as a PAL 17, it's not bad, but
No.
it's also
He can
they're
also
not.
stab people with it, and he's pretty good at that. So
Oh yeah, he actually is good at that. He does a lot of damage.
yeah,
Hey, can we cast Blade Sharp on his horn?
no, you would need bludgeon, or not bludgeon, but Iron Hand.
Yeah.
That's the claw sharp spell.
Because he actually does 1d10 plus 2d6 damage with that. And he has a 90% attack. He can
Yes.
also, if he rears and plunges on somebody, that does pretty good damage too.
Does a lot of damage. Trample does a lot of damage. Yeah, he's good at hurting
Turns out,
people when he has to.
turns out that a large horse stepping on you intentionally hurts.
It's bad. It's a bad deal. Cool. All right. So that's where we're at, though. We'll pick up next session with the start of round 3.
Sounds good. I have my stuff written. I didn't have writing my magic points in my character sheet.
Nope. All good.
But I have
all good.
them recorded. So
all right. Well, I think we're good, and I will see you all in the next one.
all right.
Yeah.